Hello again, everybody. Scotty P here, coming to you from Baltimore. A little bit nicer weather today, a little bit breezy, a little bit overcast in the 80s, not in the 90s. Happy Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Thank God for AlgaVision. Another winner last night. Secondary selection, the Milwaukee Brewers at about minus 250. Huge favorites with Corbin Burnes on the mound against the Pittsburgh Pirates. But they got the job done. 7-2 victory, 8-3 in the last 11 primary and secondary picks for AlgaVision. 32-14, nearly 70% since May 1st, unheard of. Again, last night was a secondary selection, the Milwaukee Brewers minus 250. Secondary selections are 60+% win probability according to the AlgaVision algorithm. A primary selection, which would be a little bit higher level, would be a 70% plus win probability according to the algorithm. However, both of those levels of picks, the 60% plus, 70% plus primaries and secondaries, have won at nearly a 65% ratio for many, many years. College football, college basketball, NBA, NFL, MLB, and nearly 70% since May 1st. Stick with AlgaVision, long-term ROI, long-term high winning percentage, and of course, full transparency. All the results are documented at www.algavision.com, ALGA vision.com. And here I am, Scotty P, here to bring you a little bit of transparency. We talk about the wins. We talked about a loss the other day. We talk about both. We hold AlgaVision accountable. They don't run and hide. Unlike many in the sports betting industry, they are here to stand behind all their selections because over many, many years, long-term winning percentage, nearly 65%, a return on investment consistently on an annual basis that outperforms many of the investment options that are out there on the market currently today. Taking a look at yesterday's game again, the Milwaukee Brewers with Corbin Burnes, who's been really strong despite only a 4-4 record, an incredible ERA under 2.5. Last night, he was unbelievable at minus 250. You look at Burnes and you're like, he's one of those guys you don't mind laying the juice with sometimes. And he was on target last night. Only took him about 40 pitches to get through the first 4 innings. He went 7 in the 3rd innings, only allowed 4 hits, 1 run, struck out 5, again, left the game with a 2.41 ERA. And when you look at this matchup on paper, coming into the game, he's going against Will Crowe with an ERA of over 6, 6.26. The line started at 220. Even the pros and the sharps and the public were all over the Brewers, pushed the line all the way up to minus 250. And again, just a starting pitching mismatch on the mound. And then you got Josh Hader in the bullpen. If Burnes gets you 7 innings, you need one guy to get you to Hader, who is lights out, 0.6 ERA. They didn't even need Hader last night because they scored 3 in the 9th to make it a 7-2 difference going into the bottom of the 9th there at Pittsburgh. But again, on paper, starting pitching mismatch, best closer in the game coming out of the pen. Pittsburgh struggles. Milwaukee has been near the top of the division all year. Again, bullpen advantage, starting pitching advantage. Milwaukee's offense hasn't been great. Bottom half, maybe closer to the top half than the bottom. But you look at Pittsburgh, 29th in runs scored and dead last in average home runs. Also 29th, I believe, in OPS. On paper, all the numbers, it's easy to see why AlgaVision would give you a pick at minus 250 with a 60+% win probability as a secondary selection that turned out to be an easy win. Not surprising there. You can't win them all. Again, 60 to 65% is huge. But let's talk a little bit about the juice, the minus 250. A lot of people shy away from the juice. They say, well, AlgaVision only gives us heavy favorites. Well, first of all, it's not true. They had an underdog winner last week. They've had minus 130, minus 125 winners. A lot of the picks are minus 150, minus 175. Sometimes they get to minus 200 and minus 225. But you got to understand, they're not just giving you the heavy favorites. That is a recipe for disaster. They're giving you favorites, teams that on paper are supposed to win, that have a substantial advantage according to the many statistics that their algorithm uses to produce the winning selections. They're giving you the best of the best favorites. Not every favorite's going to win. Not every favorite is a great matchup. There's a lot of stuff that goes into winning and losing. And again, if pros are winning 56 to 58% of the time, the fact that AlgaVision is getting you up to near 65% of the time, and for the last 2 months, 70% of the time, the juice doesn't matter. If you stay the course, if you bet consistently the same consistent amounts, if you don't bet more games the next day, if you don't bet more money the next day, if you stay the course over many years, it's proven and documented that AlgaVision will win for you at nearly a 65% ratio and return a great, give you a great return on investment on a yearly basis over the long term. that is better than most investment opportunities. Let's take a look at the Houston Astros, for example, and how things sometimes can go sideways, all right, when you do chase the juice or you don't have an informed pick. Houston in the last series against Baltimore had lost 20 plus games in a row on the road not too long ago. Houston was an overwhelming favorite, minus 300 plus in every single game. Well, the problem comes in when you see a huge favorite like that and you say, oh, well, it's minus 300. I want to win 100, so I'm going to bet 300. Well, guess what? You bet 300, you bet 335, you bet 315 over that 3-game series, whatever it is. You lost all three. You're down $900, $900. If you bet the same amount every game, if you bet your $60 every game in those 3 games, now you're down 180. Yeah, you only would have won 20, but if you won all 3 games, you'd have won 60. And it's all relative to what your bankroll is and how much money you have and what you can afford to lose. All those things are consistent and important. But you don't just take the juice. With AlgaVision, you're getting the best of the best when the juice is high, which to me, when you add in all the factors, you look at the matchups on paper, the numbers, and AlgaVision giving you a 60 or 70% plus win probability, plus the odds makers are saying it's a minus 200 game, plus the pros and the sharps are pushing that line to minus 250. That's a lot of overlapping things in your favor, and you can't be scared. But don't go bet 200 to win 100. Stay the course. Bet the same amounts. Maybe let's take a look at the Astros again. 3 straight losses to the Orioles, games they should have won. Well, yesterday they were undervalued at minus 190 against Cleveland. So now what? Well, we don't want you to go crazy and try to win it all back with one bet, but maybe you can double your bet in this game or take your bet to $100 since it's minus 190. And again, very close. That game was very close to being an AlgaVision selection. What if that was a primary selection? At minus 190, probably should have been closer to minus 250. Okay, they had Framber Valdez on the mound, another big pitching mismatch in their favor, starting pitcher for them. So everything looked good there. The Astros had just lost 3 in a row. I believe that the Indians had lost 6 of 8. Something's got to give. The Astros were clearly embarrassed. They had a pitching mismatch. The line was minus 190. Probably should have been closer to minus 250. Maybe you up your bet a little bit to try to get something back, but you're using all the information at your disposal, and you're not trying to win it all back at one bet. And again, the Astros were a 7-2 winner last night. Use the information at your disposal. Don't go crazy and try to win things back in one bet. If there's many overlapping pieces of evidence, including AlgaVision, in your favor, maybe you do up the bet a little bit, but don't go nuts. Don't go from 60 to 120 or 50 to 100 or 100 to 300. Don't try to win everything back, because if you lose 3 or 4 of those in a row, then you're going to say, well, AlgaVision gives me all the juice and I don't win that much with the juice and I can't get back out of the hole. The fact of the matter is, if you follow the AlgaVision instructions, if you stay the course and make the picks that they give you and stay consistent with how you bet over the long term, you are going to make money. You're going to make more money than many people that are investing in the stock market and other legitimate options that would never get questioned. Stay the course. AlgaVision is proven, documented over many years. Go to the website, AlgaVision.com, and check it out. Yesterday in Major League Baseball, across the board, favorites were 6 and 5 on the day. They are 684 and 485, or 59% for the year. But remember, the juice factors in with all those games. Okay, you might have bet the Astros 3 straight games and lost. Over the course of the season, all the favorites might have been 58.5%. But what if you were down 900 from those 3 Astros games, right? Tough to come back. AlgaVision gives you the best of the best when they give you the high juice favorites as one of their primary or secondary selections. Overs yesterday were 5, 4, and 1. They are 587 and 572 for the year. NBA yesterday, big win for the Bucks, minus 4.5 point favorites without Giannis. They rallied around the family, as they say, came through with a 123-112 victory to take a 3-2 series lead in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Atlanta Hawks. The over hit for the first time in a while. 235 went way over. The over-under, the total was bet down from 220 to 213. Everybody was on the under. And, of course, what happened? We had a 123-112, 235, went 22 points over the total in that situation. Zigzag. Picking the loser or picking the winner after a loss is now 8-1 in the conference finals in the NBA, but still just 30 and 34 for the overall playoffs, which is 47%. Favorites now 44 and 32. 58% against the spread in the NBA playoffs, 49-28 straight up. Underdogs, 39, 37, and I'm sorry, the unders, not underdogs, the unders, 39, 37, and 2 have surpassed the overs. But then again, yesterday, boom, we had a big over, 235 points. And that one, home teams, 45 and 35. Straight up 40 and 37, 52% against the spread for home teams in the NBA playoffs. MLB this weekend, LA, Washington, a little bit of a rivalry that developed in the playoffs a couple years ago. Back at it again on the East Coast this year. Two quality teams. The Nationals are red hot. The Dodgers fell to the Nationals in a rain-shortened game last night. That game opened up with the Dodgers as a minus 105 favorite, and is now, they've moved up to a minus 123 favorite, even though they're going against Max Scherzer. Max Scherzer is not an underdog very often, might be one to check out. The Nats are red hot offensively, and they're getting some pitching now that they didn't get at the beginning of the year. Also, Subway Series this weekend, Mets and Yankees. Tonight, the Yankees opened as a minus 133 favorite. They are now up to minus 153. Good luck with your bets this weekend. We'll see what AlgaVision has. Hopefully we'll stay hot with them providing the picks. Primaries and secondaries, 8-3 in the last 11, 32-14 since May 1st, nearly 70%. You can't beat that. Stay the course. We'll have a great weekend. We'll be back to wrap some things up, whether it's tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday. We'll see how it goes. Have a great holiday if we don't see you before then. And thank you, as always, for watching. Check out AlgaVision.com. Have a great day.